Good afternoon, depending where you are. Welcome on this very special day to Psychic Development with Inbaal. I've finally given the show a name. The idea was always to create kind of a psychic development concept where everybody would be learning from each other, learning with me. I would be learning from you, and that's it. I've just put it down on the little ticker at the bottom, and this is it. It's now Psychic Development with Inbaal. Hi Tor, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you to everybody else who has already joined. Come in, introduce yourself. We are live coast to coast and around the world, live from the UK right now. There will be 100% zero politics on the show today. Be warned, any political messages are not going to make it to screen. What is going to make it to screen is a lot of chit chat about the sentimental value of things, sentimental value of items and objects. I have a few to share with you. I'd love it if you had a few to share with me. I'm going to be doing some tarot readings ad hoc as they come in. So we're going to really freestyle it tonight, and we're going to be looking at the crossover between regular, everyday items and the value that they hold. Just so you know, we are now on the Bigfoot Outlaw channel on YouTube. So if you're watching on any of our other outlets, if you're watching it on my YouTube, if you're watching it on my Instagram, if you're watching it on Twitch, I'm not 100% sure if the messages will come to me. I know for 100% fact that if you go to the Bigfoot Outlaw YouTube channel, I can see all the messages that you put below, just like Tora did just there. Tora says, loves it, psychic development with Inbaal, woohoo! So if you come to our YouTube channel from wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening live, this is how you get involved. Just type underneath the video and I'll be able to see it, and I'll be able to bring it to screen. If you're watching us not live, if you're catching up on YouTube, if you're catching up on any of the platforms, any of the podcasting platforms, you don't have to watch us. You can just listen. And then it'll be lovely if you did get involved by popping onto our YouTube here and there. The whole channel is chock full of esoteric programming. The whole channel deals with psychics, mediums, UFOs, Bigfoot investigations, of course. And we actually have, I think, let me find it. We actually have like a whole sponsor, which I think is a huge thing for the channel. So let me put on the sponsor's little postcard and read out the details when I can find them. I have like a lot of notes here. I found them. Look at this. Woo! This show is brought to you by Rest in Peace Paranormal Gear. See? Fabulous. So, for those of you that want to get involved, now you know how to get involved. Let me greet Tor, obviously, who launched a brand new show on the channel with me. We launched it at a UK time for UK schedules. And you know what happened? Our lovely American audiences have popped in when it was insanely late at night, when it was unconscionably early in the morning, popped in to say hello. Thank you so much, Roger, for coming to visit us. So Roger is here. Hi, Lorna is here. And who else did I see before? Yeah, it was Roger as well. Fabulous. So if any of you would like me to draw some tarot cards for you, go right ahead, ask, do not be shy. Sorry, I just realized that the laptop could be a little more connected. It's not at all connected. And we don't want for that to make it impossible for us to communicate. So I was thinking today, So I'm Pisces. I'm like the opposite of materialistic. I don't feel that I need to have things unless they have sentimental value. And items of sentimental value are incredibly important for me. So I don't know if this is something that is important to you as well. I'm assuming that here on the channel, I am amongst friends, and a lot of other people feel exactly the same. But let me know if it makes sense to you that kind of way. So as I was kind of getting myself prepared, I thought, which sentimental value items do I have? And my mum passed 9.5 years ago, and she was similar height to me, a little slighter. But when she passed, I took a lot of hi Sabrina, wahoo. It took a lot of clothes. She was an Aquarian. She had a lot of clothes that she loved. And my dad, in the same apartment, still finds things kind of, you'll open a door and there'll be like a shiny top, glittering its way to the floor from some kind of direction. So Sabrina says, I'm the same way. I'm a Pisces, Sabrina's a Cancerian. So obviously to us, the sentimental value is so much more important. And so when my mum passed, I took loads of her clothes. I'm the only daughter. My brother isn't much taller than us and didn't really want anything. And I've been wearing them like a lot. Also shoes and little bits of jewelry and so on. And as I was getting ready, I was kind of looking up and down at myself. And it's a very rare occasion that I'm not wearing anything at all of hers. But I sort of went to the back room, and there's about 4 jackets that used to be hers that are hanging there. And I feel that in a way, by wearing her clothes, by keeping her clothes that she loved so much, that keeps her with me, that keeps her here, that keeps her with us. So I've got that thing that's like hugely sentimental for me. And then in my diary, I still have a paper diary. So this is something that you'll find amongst the elderly like me. I've still got a paper diary, and inside my paper diary, I've got a little wallet. I say a wallet, like, the plastic thing. And here I have the speech that my dad wrote for our wedding. So this is now 18 years and a bit. It's actually in my mom's handwriting, which I completely forgot because my dad's handwriting is impossible to read. For those of you that investigate UFOs, you might be able to read my dad's handwriting, but it's not legible at all. I completely forgot that my mom wrote it. So I've got their little speech for my wedding, and that goes everywhere, and that goes from diary to diary every year. And actually connecting the start of the week with the end of the week, the only other thing that I've got in that wallet is this heart that comes. This was drawn by Laura Dallaghan, who guested on the show, and with whom I am launching another podcast for UK times. It'll be UK lunchtime on Thursdays, and it'll be called Psychic Brunch. So this is from Laura, and that came from a ceremony, that came from a ritual that we did together many years ago. And when I looked at it, I thought, wait, I had another thing from a ritual. So this is my wallet. I want you to be very impressed with how they're kind of similar colors, because I love pink so much. And in that wallet, hanging by a thread, is, I don't even know how to fold it so it doesn't fall apart, is a sigil it barely makes any sense. But it's a sigil that I put together years ago. This must be over 20 years ago in a ritual, and that sigil was put together to keep me safe because I was traveling to my family in Israel. And at the time, it was kind of dangerous, which shows you the more things change, the more they stay the same. So I used that to keep me safe and never took that out of my wallet. Now, I've had this wallet for at least 17, 18 years. So that piece of paper had lived in a previous wallet as well. So let me read. Sorry, I was talking about myself really a lot. Let me read everybody's messages that have come in. So Lorna, I saw your reading request. I'm going to do you in moments. Tor says about our show that we did together. Says, I had a great time. I got to speak about posh spice pouts in a sassy fashion. And he's laughing at my laptop that was not connected. And then we have, hi Sabrina, hi Sabrina, hi Sabrina. And Sabrina's saying, hi Lorna and Tor, thank you for the messages. Hi Roger. And then Tor says, I have a pink magnifying glass that was a gift. Isn't it funny that the last thing I sent you was a magnifying glass emoji when we were chatting before? He says, had it my whole life. It's battered. One of the eyepieces is missing, but it sits at my desk always, ready to help, but very sentimental. That's exactly the kind of thing that I'm thinking, because it connects you to the gift giver. It connects you to the intent behind it, and it connects you to all the experiences that you and that glass have been through together. So Tora says the reason behind giving it was so sweet, to help me read better. So it's very special. That is incredible. And it's such a thoughtful gift that even if in the situation it is at the moment, it can't, help you necessarily see better because it's missing its glass, that's still a hugely important item for you, no doubt. So Lorna says that is what I call priceless, Tor, too special. And Tor kindly says, that is so beautiful, Inbaal. And Tor says, thank you, Lorna. And Lorna says, I'm loving your earrings, Inbaal. Thank you. It's Claire's accessories last winter. And Tor says, I love pink too. Oh, and we have, I think, a new visitor called Ward Van de Plas, who says, hello, Ward. Thank you so much for joining us. Send in a reading request if you want, or let us know about your sentimental items. I know that for me, those sentimental items either connect me to a moment, or to a person, or to a feeling, or both. It could be all of those things. Let's have a quick look at the question that we had from Lorna, who says, oh, yes, please. And thank you, Inbaal Tarot Cards. Let's do a lovely little reading for you. So I'm going to have a nice shuffle, and we're going to see what's coming out for you today. There we go. Right, this is really interesting. We have quite the trio. So it shows how you're actually in such a positive, optimistic mood today. I'm saying it with a tone of surprise, not because you're not an optimistic person, but because it really is such a brilliantly positive card that it kind of exceeds all expectations. And it's very possible. I don't know if you guys feel the moon, but we've just had a new moon in Scorpio, and it was exhausting. It was exhausting. The bed was, my favorite spot in England. So, and it wasn't just me. I sort of checked with other friends. Are you exhausted? Are you exhausted? Yeah. So I'm blaming the moon, not blaming it on the boogie. So after that kind of very exhausting moon, I don't know if other people have been feeling this burst of optimism, but certainly the case for you, Lorna. And it says, you're still very aware that life is imperfect. You can see it, you can feel it, you can view it, you can anticipate it, you can view the imperfection. But what this optimism is giving you is that oomph, is that ability to cope, is that ability to take it on, and that ability to turn any kind of lemon into lemonade. And so this really sort of shows how strong your spirit is and what a powerful human you are for acknowledging the hardship of life and, you know, being completely over it. So yeah, let me know, Lorna, if that makes sense to you. And I think we've got a couple more reading requests, so let's have fun with them. I've got Tor, who says, may I have some cards for work when you get a moment? Pouts in sassy fashion again. Do you know, I'm not even embarrassed to admit that when I first switched the camera on, I tried to pout in a sassy fashion myself, and it went really badly. It went so badly. And that's what makes you and me such a good such a good pair, Tor, because you can do all that, and me, I don't know, and me, I can get my hair to do this. So, you know, that's something that I bring into the relationship, I think. So Tor says, may I have some cards for work when you get a moment? Ha. Listen here. First of all, it says to you, out of the 3 things that you do, it's really okay to focus on 2. I'm not even telling you to focus on 1. It's really okay to focus on 2, because at the moment, being at home all the time, even though it's not like the best case scenario in your mind, being at home all the time is not where you feel the most fired up. It's still where you are the wisest. Being at home is where you can channel all of your focus to one project, to one direction, to one sort of specific idea that you've got. And on the one hand, yes, being at home makes you feel oppressed, but the opportunities that are coming are going to be coming from 2 directions, 2 out of the 3. The musical one for sure, but which of the other 2? And you have to be at home and near a microphone to make that happen, to make it actually happen. So yeah, I hope that message works well for you. Tor is saying hi, Ward from all of us. Sabrina is sharing about sentimental object, and if any of you have got some more to share with a sentimental object, let me know. So this one has at least 1 word that I don't know. Sabrina says, I have my dad zoot suit jacket. Is zoot suit, is that an American thing? I asked him if I can borrow it when I was in high school and did not give it back. Ah, yes, some of my sentimental items are thieved as well. So let me show you. I think I've shown that before, but this was, well, I suppose still is, my grandmother's copy of the Iliad and the Odyssey. It's in Hebrew. I think we've searched what year it was published. It's something ancient. So old that there's no year on it. But it's like, it's hardback. And it's got large letters and kind of see phenomenal artwork. So it's definitely like a kid's version. And it was always in my grandmother's house. And it was the first thing that I'd run to when I came to her house. And I was coming to her house all the time because she lived, like we're on the same street. So she's number 78 and we were number 65, just to show you how close I lived to her. And then I realized at some point, sometime in the last 20 years, that the book meant a lot more to me than it did to her. For her, it was just a book on the shelf. For me, it was my first foray into gods and goddesses and paganism. It was so important to me. So I just took it. I'm so sorry. I just took it. I know it's the same as your borrowed jacket, but like worse, because I didn't even ask for it in the first place. I think it's a good chance you'd have said yes if I had asked, but I didn't. I didn't. So yeah, let me know what a zoot jacket is. Never heard the word. Michelle is saying hello, 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 Michelle. Let us know if you fancy a tarot message. And Ward is saying, yes, I would like a message, please. And also saying, nice to meet. Very nice to meet you as well. I can actually see that you're messaging from Facebook. So that is very, very good news for me to know that Facebook messages do get to here. Let me know which Facebook channel you're watching us on, because I can see at the top of my screen that we're on two YouTube channels with a Bigfoot Outlaw logo. So one might be a group and one might be a page. And I can also see that we're going out on a Facebook page that's got the logo of a ghost on a white background. So let's do a lovely message for Ward. I'm just putting your correct message on the screen for me so I can work from that, because obviously I'm not asking you for any information, but I'm just connecting to the energy in the message. So would like a message. Let's have a look what we've got for you, Ward. Right, first of all, super, super weird. We are being stalked by the 10 of Wands. So we've done 3 readings now. The 10 of Wands, specifically the 10 of Wands Thoth tarot card, has appeared in all of them. So I'd be keeping an eye on that little scamp, because I am not pleased with it. Now, look at something else interesting. I'm going to get to the message in a minute. Now, let me just tarot geek all over this. Both the card before the 10 of Wands and the card after the 10 of Wands are Scorpio cards. The first one that we're looking at is the Prince of Cups, equivalent to the Rider-Waite Knight of Cups, because the Thoth Knights are actually kings, even though they're on horses. Don't at me. But as you can see, it's riding an eagle, and an eagle is the elevated form of Scorpio. It's got an eagle on its helmet as well, no giggles. And the final card that we have here, I don't want to tell you if you're new here, but it is the Death card. And the Death card does not mean physical death. We're starting with that. The Death card does not mean physical death. The Death card says that it is time for a change, and specifically this is during Scorpio time, which is now. So what the full message says to us is the only way out. This is for you, Ward. The only way out is through. Whatever it is that's driving you bananas at the moment, just work through it. Well, hold your nose, grit your teeth, and work through it. So if you've got an absolute garbage of a job that you're hating, stick with it for now. If you're experiencing hardship in the relationship and you know that it's not your fault, maybe it's somebody else that is causing you harm in the relationship, just go through it. Go through it. It will end. Everything comes to an end. All good things come to an end, bad things too. So this is your message. Let me know if that makes sense. And I think we've got some feedback from Lorna, who says, definitely felt a shift today from the doldrums I've been in. Thank you so much. So excited to hear it, and so excited to have got that with the reading. Lorna also says, hi to Michelle. Taurus says, hair and pout between us, best combo. I just want to bring something in. And Lorna says, it's not just an ordinary pout. It's a Taurus sassy pout. It's a very courageous, it's a very courageous foray into the world of advertising associated with the winter season, it shouldn't be long before those adverts actually start, should it? And Dora says, wow, thank you so much. He says, that's right, Lorna. Care Bear, Board of Cards says, hi, Inbaal. Hi, everyone. Hi, Care Bear. Sabrina's explaining to me about the zoot suit, saying it's a type of suit from the 1930s, 1940s. How interesting. I don't think anyone in my bloodline had that. Lorna says, hi, Care Bear. Care Bear says, hi, Lorna. And Tor says, first thing I drawn to in my grandmother's house was the biscuit tin. I actually still have her radio, which is sentimental too. After she passed, it had no batteries or anything, but I picked it up and it turned on as if she was just saying, hey. That is fabulous. I want to send a lot of love to her for that confirmation and for your grandmother to make that kind of connection with you from across the worlds. Ward is saying he's on the Bigfoot Outlaw YouTube channel. Amazing. So that's very, very exciting to have you there. Lorna says magical. Tor is excited, says, love the death god. How can you not? And Ward says, thank you. It makes sense in a way. Yes, I'll take it. I'll take it. Makes sense in a way. I'll take it. About 5 minutes through a reading, when we do like a big reading, 5 minutes through, I always go, so does it make sense? Don't tell me anything. Just tell me if it makes sense or if it doesn't make sense. And if anyone says anything like, yeah, kind of, and above, I run with it. I run with it, because when a reading is not for you, you can tell straight away. You can tell immediately. Twisted is here. Twisted says, hello all. Hey, Inbaal. We have like such an amazing topic for you. So let me catch you up once I've had a sip. Right, Twisted. So tonight, or for you, maybe this afternoon, how is the day going for you, by the way? Have you been out? Have you done the thing? So the topic today is sentimental objects, and we're talking about things that we have, or that we took, or that we keep just because they are sentimental in a way. So this day and age, kids don't bring ashtrays from their crafting afternoons anymore, which is really just as well, because there's no smokers in my house. When we were small, we made ashtrays for our parents. And now what they bring is inexplicable dishes. They are definitely not for any particular reason. So I use them to put pens in, because there's a lot of children around. We have too many pens. So I'm making eye contact with 2 pen dishes over there. We've got 2 in another room. And what's lucky is that they make them at the school from like this really shoddy quality plaster. So they do last a few years, but I would say no more than a decade. And we've got the same when it comes to seasonal decorations. Don't want to call it too Christmas, because my house is Christmukkah and different people have different reasons to decorate at Christmas, and that's all cool. But here they bring loads of decorations from school every year. So I'm not particularly like, bothered about the tree. I'm like, let the kids decorate it. It doesn't need to look like it's in a magazine. It just needs to look, festive. So their decorations that they bring also have kind of a half-life, a half-life of 2.5 through to 5 years. Yeah, total life of 5 to 10 years. And some of them are made, I don't even know what they make them from like dough, not like Play-Doh, but there was a gold painted owl that one of them had brought maybe 8 years ago. And that owl had made it through, several winter seasons. And last year we took it out and it was just flour. So I don't know if it was like dough before that or anything like that. But yeah, I like keeping like artwork from, yes, Aisha, absolutely. Go right ahead. I'll definitely get to you. I like keeping artwork from the children, but every 1 year or so, I'll go through them and I'll be quite brutal, and I'll keep the ones that make the cut. I'll keep the ones that are like really, really special, have like the year on them. And then if it doesn't have their name or if it's just like, a stripe of paint on a colorful background or anything like that, that unfortunately goes to the great art box in the sky. Let's read a few more messages. Yeah, so also tell me about things that your kids and or nieces and nephews have brought to you that you keep that you keep for sentimental reasons, or if you have the kind of pets that bring you gifts that are, hopefully no longer alive, that the gifts, not the pets, then let me know if you keep those. Let's get through a few more messages. We've got Lorna saying hi, Twisted. We've got Twisted saying hi, Lorna. Tor says hi, Twisted. Twisted says hi, Tor. Twisted says, oh, good, thanks. Day is good. And getting on board, hopping on board with the topic, Twisted says, oh gosh, I got a lot of things. Tell me of some of your things with a sentimental value. You don't need to make them sound interesting. That's the whole thing. The sentimental value is in your heart. It doesn't have to be sort of proved in any way. Lorna says, me too, Twisted. So Sabrina says, I also have a pair of my mum's earrings. It's her birthstone, February. Right. So that keeps sort of such a connection, because earrings, I find, are a lot more permanent than clothes. I've still got quite a few of my mom's clothes, but they're kind of, they're not permanent. Some shoes, I was actually sort of, when I had my TV job, I was going on air once and I was wearing a pair of my mom's, is it like slingbacks, when it's like a platform sandal and it had like a strap around the back. And my mom had been gone, I don't know, 7, 8 years then. So those shoes weren't new then. And then when I took them, they're, 8 years older. And I walked from the waiting room to the studio and the shoes just disintegrated. There was just like the sole, the top was there, the sole just came away to nothing. It was really like something out of an Indiana Jones franchise. So yeah, earrings at least won't let you down like that. Lorna says the oldest is my dad's specs, 1970s without a doubt, and had same pair forever. Right, 70s stuff just lasts and lasts. I mean, this is why I'm lasting. 70s stuff is indestructible, as I can attest myself. Twisted says, I make ornaments out of ceramic tiles. So I'm sure they're very meaningful to you. So Aisha, who has not managed to get a question in the other night, managed to come in today when we've got plenty of time, saying, can I ask a question? She says, Zaid Mahbub energies for me, Zaid Mahbub feelings for me. We are in arranged marriage. Let's have a look. And she says, please, can you check for me? So let's have a look what I've got there for Aisha and for Zaid. Right. First of all, Aisha, you have to understand, if you only popped in now, when we started the show, we've done a few readings and this card came up in each reading and it's coming up for you as well. And I wonder whether there's something that's going on in the, in the sky or universally, that's just affecting everybody. So it says that you and Zaid are very different people. You're very different people, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some relationships are two people that are similar, some relationships are two people that are different. But what we've got here is that I feel like you carry a lot of anxiety. You have this need to please people, not need, obviously you don't need to. You have this joy in pleasing people. And Zaid can recognize that and he appreciates that, but you feel like what you do is never enough. You're always trying more, you're trying harder, and that. And this says to you, relax. Zaid accepts you exactly as you are. He understands the situation you're in. And it says the two of you are compatible, even though you are so different. It says that the feelings he has for you are, at this point, at this stage, not really, really romantic. In an arranged marriage, you don't start from the romance. Obviously, you start from the respect, and then the romance grows. I can tell you that in like romantic marriages, you start from the romance, but there's no guarantee that the respect will grow. So, there's not one that's sort of better than the other. But what it shows is that slowly you'll get to know each other, you'll get to learn each other, and it looks like the more you can drop your anxiety and just relax into the relationship and not bring like stress into it, it would be much easier for the both of you. That will give him the open gate to come and start falling in love with you as well, because there is compatibility and both of you want the same thing from life, which is happiness, a happy family life, and you can create that together. I really hope that helps. Let me know. Twisted says, I use air dry clay to add design and make it 3D. So that's with your tiles. That's amazing. Tor says, not an item, but Spidey, my eldest cat, bit my hand as a kitten and it's left a precious little scar. It started to fade though, so I'm sad. He bit me because I was crying as if to say, get a grip, Blondie. I really get that. I really get that. I think there's things and marks that kind of remind you of something. I've got a bit, it's only very small, but like a bit on my leg that I burnt when I was burning plastic. You know why things from the 70s survive so well? Because we had no computers to play with, so we had to play with burning plastic. Shout out anybody else born in the 70s and had to burn things for entertainment. And a little bit of burned plastic, something like it was like a stick. It was maybe like a lollipop stick or something. I had set fire to it and a little bit of it burned me, and there's still like a teeny tiny scar. And that scar is kind of a really happy scar for me. It's a scar that reminds me of that, that time, that playing. Barb is here. Barb says, hi, everybody. Hi, Inbaal. Hi, Barb. Wonderful to see you here. Roger says, howdy, Barb. Barb says, howdy, Roger. Twisted it says, love bite Tor. Oh, it's getting a little saucy here. Lorna is saying, hi, Barb. Twisted is saying, hi, Barb. Roger is saying hi, Twisted, and Bob is saying hi, Lorna. Twisted is saying hey, Roger. Bob is saying hi, little Twisted. Lorna is saying hi, Aisha. Twisted is saying interesting question, Aisha. And Twisted is saying opposites attract. Twisted says relationship is like wine; it gets better with time. I mean, sometimes like wine, sometimes a little bit more like fish. And Aisha actually says, thank you. True, very different people. Thank you. Care Bear. Oh, Care Bear has got a reading request. So let's have a look at your reading. So far, we have the 10 of Wands turn up in every single answer. Are we going to keep that up? Let's see. Care Bear Bard of Cards says, hi, Inbaal. It's always such a joy to read for another reader. It's like, not to obviously put off anybody who's not a reader. It's really one of my favorite things. There's such an ease in getting into the energies of a reader. I'm feeling a little lost on what spiritual path to focus on. A message of guidance would be appreciated. It's really hard to know where my energy can best serve others. Thank you. Let's have a look, Care Bear. With a name like Care Bear, I'm assuming that serving others is like your entire thing. And I'm here to remind you something that I need to remind myself, that when you take care of yourself first, then you can serve everybody else better. That's just, that's just me. Now let's see what your cards are telling you, what spiritual path to focus on. Right. The most important thing for you is to show others how to create balance. You will notice no 10 of cups. No 10. It would be nicer if it was the 10 of cups. No 10 of wands. But look what we have here. So we have a 4. We have a 4. And we have this knight. Where is it? This knight has got that kind of, what would you call it, propeller that shows east, west, north, and south. So to me, these are like 3 cards that have a message of the 4. And for me, 4 is balance. 1 is new beginnings. 2 is couples. 3 is birth. The couple has given birth to the 3rd. 4th, to me, is stability, the stable shape, the square. And when you can bring balance into somebody else's life, you then give them the safety and the space to heal themselves. And so teaching them how to claim their space, teaching them how to occupy that space without guilt, without apologies, that is where you're best placed. So do you have a specific reading that centers the person and not how they can serve everybody else? Can you see the irony in there? Have you got a specific healing modality that gives somebody the tools to self-heal in a space that you create for them? It's connected to Reiki, but not exactly. So we've got peacefulness, we've got that luxury. So I feel like you'll be helping people who have issues around eating learn to improve their relationship with the biscuits. And this is you deciding what you're going for and just going for it. So that is beautiful. And Care Bear adds to say, Care Bear, I called you a Care Bear. P.S. I'm a very sentimental person. I treasure my children's art. Thank you so much. Tell us about a specific piece that you like. So this is the message from Aisha, who says, thank you, very true, different people. Tor's message says, burning plastic, what? Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, no, please, is anyone else here born in the 70s? I'm sure some of you are. Care Bear is doing laugh, laugh, laugh. Lorna is doing ha, 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 Tor. Tor is saying, I do enjoy a love bite. And Twisted is ha, 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 Inbaal. Tor says, Bard of Cards is a brilliant name title. Care Bear says, thank you. Oh, and Grizzly is here. Grizzly says, hello all. Hey, Grizz, how are you? Where are you? Care Bear says, thank you, Tor. I write poetry from tarot too. That is amazing. What a wonderful way to use it. Tor says, hi, Grizz. Lorna says, hi, Grizz. Barb says, hi, Grizz. And Tor says, that's incredible, Care Bear. Grizz says hi, Tor, and he says hi, all. Twisted says hi, Grizz. Barb says hi, Tor and Care Bear. Tor says hi, Barb. Oh, sorry. I pressed something funny. Sorry. Nothing is breaking. I'm just stuck on the Tor. Sorry, Tor, I can't put your message where you said hi, Barb. Care Bear says, that is wonderful. I love that. I can use that in astrology charts too. Amazing. Kathy is here saying hello, everyone. Hey, Kathy, thank you so much for popping into mine and Tor's poddy on the Monday, early morning here in the UK, very late night where you are. Twisted says, hey, Kathy. Care Bear says, hi, Grizz. Hi, Barb. Deek Body says, hi, could I have a reading, please? Absolutely. Let me just arrange my screen. So I'm just going to pop to a couple more messages and then I'll do your reading. Because Bigfoot Outlaw says 1974 here. So same year as me. Me and Grizz are almost twins. And Twisted is saying 15th of November, 72. Your birthday is coming up. That's exciting. We should celebrate. There we go. So let's look at Deek and see, saying, hi, could I have a reading, please? Let's do a little reading for you. So I'm pulling out 3 tarot cards, and I've got to tell you, they're not easy. So it says that you are just now getting up from a period of mourning or a period of bereavement, that you have just had a very tough week, very tough few weeks. And it says that you're really doing your best to pull yourself together, that you're really doing your best to put out as much positivity and as much of a practical output as you can. And I can see that you're thinking to yourself, this is hard, this is hard. Is it going to get easier? Is life going to get easier? I can tell you that the tarot thinks life is going to get easier. And what it shows here is actually how the things that you hope for and things that you wish for are on their way in. What this shows is that you want to get really honed, really specific on what things you want, on what things you want to achieve, on what things you want to bring in, because they are on their way, Deek. So let me know if you've had just such a dreadful, awful, difficult time and you are doing your best, but you're struggling to see how things will get better. I've got lots of messages of you greeting Kathy. I've got Lorna saying hi, Kathy. Tor saying hi, Kathy. Twisted says that was a fantastic show too. Thank you, Twisted, says Tor. Kathy says hi, Tor. Deek is saying thank you. And Kathy says hi, Lorna. Lorna says hi, Deek. And Tora says, I love the name Deek. Yeah, it's fabulous. Is it short for something? And Care Bear says, my son's drawings are super creative. I love when he draws animals the most, though. Has he got an animal that he really likes? I've got one of mine. I say one of mine. All of mine have really got into drawing Magna stuff. And at the moment, the one who's 9, nearly 10, just has this sort of great production line of Magna characters that he draws, and he'll put about 20 of them on like an A4, and it's going to, and then he kind of creeps up to my room and brings me sort of several pages of A4 to have by the bed. So, you know, when I wake up in the morning, I want to sort of switch off the alarm. I have to go through reams and reams of paper. It's very adorable. Anita, oh, there we go. Deek says, thanks a lot, I appreciate it. It's from an Elvis movie. He played a guy called Deek Rivers. Isn't that something? I feel like Elvis came up in conversation. Yeah, yesterday. I was doing a reading for somebody I adore. If you're watching it, I adore you. And he said something about how Elvis had a lot of confidence, and that he, the person for the reading, has no confidence at all. And I said Elvis grew up in poverty, but Elvis grew up with a lot of love and had this sort of strong bond with his mom, which I think is a strong foundation for being confident later on in life. If you've got, parents that tell you can do anything, it doesn't matter if you're poor or if you have a rough start in any kind of way, but having that parental bond. So yeah, oh, look at that. Tor says Elvis came up earlier for me during an interview. That's so interesting, because it's like well over a year since the Elvis movie was out. So his name is not really kind of in the, doing the rounds. And Tor says, that's so sweet about the manga drawings. It's adorable with it. And they'll be like, is it cute? Is it cute? Like, cute is very, very important. Sorry. So Anita, I haven't forgotten you. Anita is going to be our final reading because we are coming to the end of the show. And Anita says, hi, could I get a message about work, please? Absolutely. Let's have a look at work. Right. You need to be owning your own business. I don't know if people have said that to you already, but the more you invest in like a job, in like a regular job, the more you're going to feel frustrated as if your efforts are not appreciated. Whereas when you create a business of your own, and it can be a service that you provide, like what I do when you're like self-employed, or it can be more of, a shop where you provide product. Whatever it is, you'll be doing that to for yourself, and then all the hard work and all the energy that you invest in being the best that you can be doesn't go to waste. I feel like you're underappreciated where you are with work. And at least when you're your own boss, you're not going to underappreciate you. So this is sort of more, I suppose, a long-term message that you should be working for yourself. But let's sort of take one little extra card to say, what should you do right now with the work? It says, you know what, just focus on putting it out there, putting it out there, putting it out there. Even if it is boring, even if you're underappreciated, it says you're there. The work is just a money tree. It's not something that you need to be passionate about. You just need to be watering it, feeding it, giving it some sunlight, and it will grow. So yeah, I hope the message makes sense for you, Anita. And thank you for everybody that's got involved by sending in their questions. Tora says, boo, do 2 hours. I've actually got I've got a client booked for as soon as we finish, and B, I want to film some reels. I've got myself, so I sort of scribbled together a little text for the reels I'm going to do. And I also need to delete some other reels from the phone in order for that to happen. So it might appear to you like it's coming up to 11 p.m. But for me, the day has barely even started. But yeah, so Tora says, joke. Care Bear says, love that about the manga drawings. Thank you. So the previous festive season, it was so cool because all of them were into it. So I got the younger two, sort of how to draw characters in more like rough lines. And I got the older two, more like how to draw, the full like garb and everything. But they keep going back to their big book from like a couple of seasons ago that shows them how to do like different items of food. It'll be like a sushi with a cute manga face, or like a, like a poop, like a turd with a cute manga face. It's a lot of fun. Anita confirms. She says, thanks, Inbaal. Feeling very underappreciated at the moment. And Lorna says, I feel your pain, Anita. Tor says, wonder if we have the same how to draw manga books. So I'm pretty sure we would, because there's not that many of them on the sort of big shopping book thing. Those are like flyers that you kind of get for about like £8, and they're not like the best quality, but kids love them. Tor says, got one for you. Yeah, so did they. Lorna says, think they want blood some days. And Linda Rose saying hello from Australia. And I think you're trying to put a flag on there, but it didn't come through because it says AU. So that's how it looks when you put the Australian flag. Great to hear from you. You're here just to see us wrapping up. So please join us next week. It'll be very, very exciting. Tor is the first one to say good day, Linda. I don't know if anybody else is going to lead with that. No, just you, Tor. Lorna says, hi, Linda. So we were talking about the sentimental value of things, and we were sharing a few things that that we have, things that we do that have sentimental value. Next week's show, we're going to enjoy a guest psychic who is gorgeous, very, very gifted, very, very gentle. And we will have some live readings, and we will hear a lot about her history and her foundation in all of this kind of work. Before we finish, let me make sure. Tor's like, who is it? It's Michelle Ann. She's fabulous. Dora says, I'm excited. You know Michelle Ann with the Friends with the Fairies and that. She's phenomenal. I adore her on a personal level. She's a Pisces. Dora says, ooh, love her, right? I do too. So I was gonna actually pull up the sponsor, what do you call it? Postcard again, or what would you call it? An overlay? The sponsor postcard again, just so that we know that we've got our sponsor. And I'm going to read out the message that says, this show is brought to you by Rest in Peace Paranormal Gear. I tried to do it a couple of weeks ago with like a big muhahaha, but I just don't have the gift for it. It's, it's heartbreaking. I've got no acting skills at all. We have been Inbaal's psychic development podcast, I suppose. Psychic development with Inbaal. I finally named it. I've been doing this show since August. It is now November, and I finally named it Psychic Development with Inbaal. And hopefully we all connected a little bit to our hearts today and what makes us tick. The next time we'll be together will be with a psychic. We are here, somebody's here, every day, most evenings on the Bigfoot Outlaw network of programs. We have got all sorts of esoteric content for everybody's joy and enjoyment. Thank you so much for spending the past hour with me. I had so much fun with you, and I will see you before too long.